back off closer at all? No, I think it's okay.
All right, are folks ready to roll? So just to,
A lot of time.
as we talk about stuff, just to summarize some of the points, like this inertia piece is just once you get something, if something's at rest, it stays at rest. If something's moving, it stays moving. But we're going to start like with the hover puck and say the hover puck, there's no horizontal forces on it because it's floating. So if it's at rest, it stays at rest. If I push it, it'll then remain in motion. And then Brenna has the home-built one, and that's the idea. It's like once if it's at rest, it stays at rest. If it's in motion, it stays in motion. We have a couple things that demonstrate that, but we want to keep returning to that. And then we finish with rotational inertia, and the idea is like once you get something spinning, it's going to keep spinning. But not only that, it's going to resist changes in the axis on which it spins. So we have the top and the rotational inertia thing that Maud is going to demonstrate. And then for Newton's second law, the crux of the biscuit is if you want something not just to move, but you want it to change its motion, so it's changes in motion. Changes in motion require a force, and the amount of force that you have to apply depends upon the mass. So if you want to change the motion of a big object, you have to apply more force. So we're going to do the blowing different mass balls. Maud is going to do that, and then the launching, but we're going to keep returning to that point.
Is that a toy?
And then we have a couple of videos to show with that, and then the objects and agents.
It's like a toy fence.
We're gonna we're gonna start with the tug of war, and the point of the tug of war is that you can't pull on yourself. So if Brenna is doing a tug of war with Casey, Brenna's not tugging on Casey, the rope's tugging on Casey, and the floor is tugging on Casey, and you're not.
I'm just
I mean,
hanging out.
You can't exert force on yourself. So we put bags on your feet. The rope is pulling harder than the floor, and so you lose. And it has nothing to do with how good and kind and strong you are. Nothing to do. You just lose because of physics. Cool?
Sucks to be you.
We're really trying to show how weak I am this episode.
Yeah, and then we're going to do that again with the jumping.
Yeah.
But then if we keep returning to that, like what's pushing, and then for the jumping, if you are jumping, it's the floor that's pushing you up. But the reason the floor pushes on you is because you push on it, and when you push on the floor, certain surfaces push back differently. And so the surface that you jump on makes a big difference. And we'll keep returning to those points as we go through.
Okie dokie. I gotta be at work. So for our shields at work too. I went to go take a drink of water with my watermelon. I just whacked it. I even pulled down my mask and I just forgot that it was there. I'll never be as bad as Sheila. I can't count on one hand the amount of times that Sheila's tried to like eat and or drink with a shield on.
Yeah.
Or with a mask right through her mask.
Yeah. She tried to eat a tomato one time and she just like jammed it into her face. It was pretty comical.
How is Sheila? She's doing
pretty rough.
Better.
She's getting better, but it's a hard recovery.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she texted me the other day because I sent her, my family sent her some flowers.
Oh.
And she said, usually I'm pretty tough, but I'm feeling pretty rough. So.
And when Sheila says she's doing pretty rough, it's terrible because she doesn't. Yeah. She's not one to complain. All right, let me make a poll, and the poll that I have to make is.
I'm not used to this. It's just everybody.
And Maud, how are we going to distinguish the two balls? So you didn't put stripes on them?
Oh no, but I can.
So and put.
Baby strap.
Yeah.
Are you going to put like red and?
Yeah, I can use 60 hood.
Or what colors will you use?
Whatever thin I can find. So looks like pink.
Actually, I'm going to say bowling ball or the ping pong ball.
There, we had green, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because I used that the other day.
I think it's tucked clear back up in there because Emma had to like throw it to get it up.
I've got yellow.
It might be on the second shelf.
Is ping pong hyphenated?
No,
Just one
I think it's one word.
I think it's one word.
Ping pong ball.
2 words.
2 words.
Well, I'm thinking,
Yeah, I don't know where the green went. Patrick, out of yellow, orange, and pink,
What do you?
what are the 2 colors that would look most
to mark
distinctly
the
different?
ball.
Oh. Pink.
Which one is the pink one? This?
It's so bright that
I can't tell either way, so that's just
Yeah.
why I'm asking.
all right.
Out of these colors, which looks the most different from each other?
Right. Are they? Is one color going on one or one color on a different one on each?
One on each. A different color on each. So like
Oh,
a pink and an orange, or a pink and a yellow, or...
Adam, when the videos play on my computer, there's always,
like a black splotch in the middle.
yeah.
Like mine now.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm just not seeing it at all. I see the very edges.
And I think it's because that window is in the way.
There we go.
Oh, it's the window that's in the way. That's what blocks it.
Yeah. That's stupid.
Yeah, and Adam, it still blocks, like anywhere there's a window blocking your video window, I don't see it.
So like even our pictures are blocking.
That works.
I feel like I was in the middle of it.
I never saw these.
You did well. Especially with
You did well.
How patient you were trying to get the good shots on the floaty plane.
All right, are we ready to invite some kids in?
I think so. I'm shutting off the air compressor, Patrick. It's gonna hold enough air, I believe
You
in it.
guys are funny.
Thank you.
It's only dropped 20 psi in the past.
You guys have been
30
making me
minutes.
laugh all morning.
Does it still roll? Yeah, I suppose. Beep.
Cool.
1.
CSR.
All right.
Okay, so I have pink
CSI?
and yellow, Brian, by the way.
CSR.
Thinking yellow's great.
Oh,
I didn't know if you needed that for a poll.
Oh,
Does-
PSI sounded like a TV show.
I'm doing a poll on
Yeah.
the ping pong ball and the
Pool ball?
pool ball.
Okay.
So we already have a couple participants here. We've got Don Hazy and Alec are here. I'm hoping I'm
Nice.
pronouncing those something close to correct. And we'll see how many folks we get today. This is going to be, it's a work day for teachers.
everybody's ready for spring break too.
And what better way to kick off spring break than doing Little Shop of Physics Live, I say. But we'll see how this goes.
I did. Is that Barrington?
That's Benjamin.
Oh my gosh, that's
Barrington
where
is
the umbrella
the
went.
big-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barrington's
is
the
big
big
boy
one.
Oh.
in the back. He's the fluffy one that we like to launch out of slingshots.
It's in the back now.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Good. Because it was hiding.
The witch duck is
Yeah.
lurking.
Xerox rear end.
It's a nice view.
Yeah.
And I'm going to suggest when we're done today, I'll have to take off immediately because I have to get ready to take the test. But yeah, but what we might do is kind of keep the materials close at hand. And if we have a really light turnout today, we could do it. We could reprise it at kind of another time because I'm not sure. I didn't find out until Tuesday after we'd
Oh.
done all of our planning that this was a work day for the Poudre School District. So the teachers are doing
Are
other
out,
things, and
yeah.
the kids are all at home. And I'm thinking a lot of families are like, "Oh, we're going to start a spring break a little early."
Yeah.
I'm going to just switch off the audio for a minute.
Okay.
While I change batteries on the camera.
Anyway, does that make sense?
Yeah.
To
And I
folks?
mean, if we have the recording up, then people can watch it their Friday of like their actual spring break too.
I gotta go to the micro building anyway.
The materials together, and then we want to be able to take this and turn this into hands-on stuff that we can do with schools like they did with the static electricity. Heather was working with her crew yesterday to do some more stuff, and I think some of the force and motion stuff would work really well. Like this tug of war with the bags on your feet, that would be an awesome thing to do with kids. And you can do it distanced. And we've done it before with kids where we do like numbers of kids. So like, if you have 6 kids with bags on their feet, 2 kids can pull them if you have the right floor. It's really cool.
Debating if I even want to go to chemistry. Because I don't want to.
I feel like if it
feel like
was me, my brain would already be shut off to the.
Like I don't want to go, and I could just.
Did you send me the problem we're gonna do today?
Oh, it's the spider
But I don't
problem
know.
on the exam.
Okay.
And then, Patrick, you're up for meeting us at
For
4
certain
o'clock?
That you're gonna drop it.
I'm at like
After
90%.
class,
I
I'll
can't
probably
afford,
just
like,
run
the hit
over
that's
to
gonna
get my
take, like,
COVID
the
test.
minor's GPA by
Are you gonna
itself
go
is
at that
like
same time, or are you gonna go
2.9.
earlier? Or did you already go?
And the rest of my GPA is like a 3.3 or a 3.5 or
Because I
something. It's
really
like,
would like to get one before
yeah, I just
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not
leave,
No,
gonna
you
do well,
so-
should.
I'm wondering if I should even go.
I'll probably go right then, although I might
Mhm.
skip it. I wonder if I'll get in trouble if I skip it.
Probably not. I don't know
That stinks.
how they would.
But you're right. It's
No.
better to have a W.
Or you could
than
just say, "Oh, I
a-
forgot."
It's better to see a W
I'm
on
just-
my transcript than F
Yeah.
So
or a
busy.
D. Or
Yeah.
Ooh, Alec just gave us a little party thing.
Woo! Party hat. Burp, burp.
Party hat. Is that what that is? Is that a party hat or is that a party popper?
I don't know.
I can't
I don't
see
know
can't
what
see
that
what you're
thing
talking
is.
about,
It's
so-
a cone with some
It's
confetti in it.
Or is it a party pooper?
It's not even lunchtime. Can't talk about those things.
And I think the etymology of that's different.
The what?
The etymology, like where the word comes from.
Ah.
I think. Maybe not. Like pawn, like you use in chess, and pawn, like you are a pawn in someone's grand scheme. 2 different words.
Really?
They came from 2 different places.
Huh.
Give me a book, sorry.
I'm easily
Spelled the same though.
I know.
Past tense, bespoke.
Yep. I wonder if I could do the puck on this board. And so like the board is going to move back and forth, but the puck is going to stay still. Can I hold it level enough to do that? Yeah, that works pretty well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Casey, I'm going to borrow your board. It's doing
I'll allow it.
multiple duty.
Why?
Someone
It has
is-
gotten lots of use.
Someone named Hizzles is here,
Hizzles?
and someone named Jake. Hizzles and Jake sounds like a band name or a sitcom. It's
Jake
a
and the
it's a
Hizzles.
70s sitcom. Hizzles and Jake. That's what I'm thinking.
Nah, Brian, you gotta say it like Jake and the Hizzles, and then it's a real bad name.
Oh, that's a band. Or is it his? No, it's Hizzles. Which is awesome. Good to see you, folks. There's an ever so slight delay between like my laptop camera and the Zoom camera. If I do that, it's like they're not quite in sync with each other. Oh, Tegan's here. Hey, Tegan. It's good to see you.
I think
Hey, and
Evan has
Dawn.
abandoned
Dawn,
me.
I know you. Good to see you.
It's fine.
Good to see you. We're brothers of the beard, except his is a lot. He's got a lot more of an epic beard than I do, for sure.
You're slacking.
I'm slacking. Yeah.
It's okay.
And
He's been
Grayson
working
is
on his
with
eyebrows.
us. And Grayson's got another small human behind him. Sloan G is here. This is awesome.
Okay, I gotta get out of here.
Me, aka Maison, is here. Which is cool.
Much better.
Oh, that didn't work.
Oh, and Grayson's got like a cool one-ear listening device. Grayson is so cool. He's just going to do the one ear.
Or he just doesn't want to hear
Yeah.
us in both.
I can't say I blame him.
I see.
You know,
And
I feel
Tegan
like
is-
that's entirely fair.
Tegan's got the one-ear thing going on too. Good for you, Tegan. Oh, we got Johnny's here. Casey is here. Who else do we got?
Another Casey?
Evan. Evan is here, and Evan's looking pretty chill. Evan's just kind of, yeah, I'm doing some science. I'm demonstrating gravity right here. Good on you, Evan.
That's not where that goes, but I'm just going to leave it there anyway.
Yeah, that'll work. And who just joined us? Whoever they are, they're connecting to audio. Oh, and we've got 3.5
there,
minutes.
but I saw it
Sarah
on the
Harris
note,
is here. Sarah Harris, good to see you.
I was too cocky. I got
Did you
my
even
spotlight
appreciate
taken
the
away.
umbrella that I made?
What's that?
Did you even appreciate the umbrella that I made?
Oh, the umbrella is pretty awesome. I'm sorry I
Thank
didn't
you.
notice it, but it does really perk up the scene for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It
for
blocks
sure.
the giraffe's head.
Yeah,
That's fine.
good.
Good.
All right, and Tegan is clapping.
Me too.
Can we have one of these? Huh? Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Just don't kill it.
Is that right? Is that how it goes?
Put your hands in the air like you just don't care.
Really?
Yes.
Have you
I think I
never
would put
heard
the-
that? That's old even for me.
No, I've not heard that before. I mean, it just seems like I would put my hands in the air if I cared a lot. You know, that's what I do when I care. I can start
But it's-
doing that more. I care. And then people will sense. See, sense the caring. See, my hands are up. That's how much I care. That much.
I think it's supposed to be more like wave your hands and dance around crazy, like you don't care that people are looking at you. I don't think it's a.
So you could do that too.
I think that's in Word Up, isn't it? It is.
How did you know swole but not?
Yeah,
Wave
how do
your
you know
hands in the
swole,
air.
but you don't know?
He
just
learned
listened.
swole from his students, and then he thought he used it wrong, so he's panicking after. He's like, "Is that a bad word?" I know.
Kevin Goslin. What? Kevin Goslin is here. Kevin's a little shopper of. He was like,
Is he related to Ryan Gosling?
no. We used to call him K Goose.
K
He-
Goose.
K Goose. Yeah,
Wow.
he was an intern. Raise the roof. Alec is saying. Oh, is that what that is? That's raising the roof. Who knew? Who knew? Well, I'm learning all kinds of pop culture things this week, and it's 1 minute and 30 seconds until Little Shop of Physics goes live. Britt McTavish. That's an awesome name. Kaylin is with us. 92003. I wonder if they go by, like your nickname would just be like 003.
Maybe.
But why would you do that when there's a 007 out there?
License to chill.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, and Fate is Crafty is here. And as crafty
my
as
old
ever, one hopes.
School number.
Good to see you.
You had a school note?
Oh my gosh.
'Cause that's what those
it is.
are.
There's 50
It's
seconds
that,
left.
and then
This
it's
feels
at-
vaguely surreal.
Well, for us, it was dpsk12.com.
You're
or .edu or whatever.
All right, and people are
I don't remember. Like the lunch
jumping
number,
on
I
here.
guess.
Awesome.
I don't remember mine.
And Evan
It's like
has written
659 or
MOD
something.
exclamation point as Evan would. Evan, you little
Yay,
rascal.
hello.
Evan, you spelled it
Welcome
right
back,
last
Evan.
week. What is wrong with you?
Oh, Evan. That is awesome. And Willow is here. Oh, we remember
Tom's
Willow.
fan
Oh,
base.
and then Evan writes M-A-U-D-E with a question mark. Yes, that's
Yes,
it.
there we go.
That's it.
I'm still fake mod.
All right, and Tyler Davis is here. And Tyler, of course, is cousin Tyler because it's my wife's name. Oh, 10:55. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we are live with Little Shop of Physics Live. And we have a show for you on force and motion. And this particular topic was suggested to us by the Ms. Pite's third grade class at Bacon Elementary School. And they asked us some questions about force and motion. And we're going to incorporate those in the program going forward. And we're going to start. We're just talking about one property of motion, and that's inertia. Or, if you want, it's Newton's first law. So I have this puck here. And if I just set it on a table and give it a shove, it stops. But the reason it's stopping is because of a friction force. If I turn on this air underneath it, and then I put it on a platform, and I give it a little bit of a, actually, let's do this on the table. Put it on the table, give it a little bit of a shove, it'll keep on going. And it's going to keep on going until I stop it. So it will remain at rest until I give it a shove, and then it will keep on moving until I stop it. Same thing if I put it here, the table can't exert any force on it, so I can move the table back and forth, and the puck doesn't go anywhere. When it's at rest, it remains at rest. When it's in motion, it remains in motion. And Brenna has a homemade version of this that she's made for us.
Yes, I do. So you can explore inertia at home. So how I made this is I just took a CD, an old one, and then I cut the top off of one of these, they're like these squishy water bottles. And it has one of these like closing tips because we found that's the easiest. So if I blow up a balloon, and then I put it on the tip, and I probably should have, Ryan even told me this before, blew it up through the tip to make it easier for myself, but I forgot, and so here we are. But I can put it
do
on
anything that's easier for
the
you? That
tip,
doesn't make any sense to me.
maybe.
Well, I'm going to suggest, while you're working on that, we have a video that we could share.
Yeah, that's fine.
While Brenna's working on that, because we made a giant version of a hovercraft that we powered with a leaf blower, and we had people ride that around the atrium in our building. So it's a big piece of plywood with a hole in it, and if we blow air through it, it makes a little cushion of air, and we had Emma sitting on that platform, and she was blowing in air from a leaf blower. And then if we give Emma a little bit of a shove, she will go scooting across the floor, and she'll remain in motion until there's a force that acts on her from something that she bumps into, I'm guessing. So just scooting across the floor, and then we'll come back into the studio where Brenna has a homemade version of a hovercraft, and this is something kids could build.
Yep, so if I let the air out of the balloon, I get my homemade hovercraft.
Scooting across the table, friction-free. Awesome.
There we go.
Awesome, and there we go. There we go. Now Maude has a little thing that we've done before, but it's worth repeating, and this is something that uses the principle of inertia. So Maude, what do you got?
Alrighty, I have got this cool little, I think I want to call it a doodad today.
That works.
And so I've just got a 3-liter bottle and a very thin embroidery hoop. And I've got just a little cylindrical block at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to grab the hoop out and see what happens to the block.
And then the block is hopefully going to stay in place. That is the hope. If you go very quickly and
Oh no!
and the hope is that it's so fast that it goes in the bottle. I think we give Maude one more shot on this one. So Maude's going to put the little thing on top. And if she yanks that embroidery hoop, the inertia, the force on that block is going to be very, very small. So to a first approximation, it's going to remain at rest. And if it remains at rest, it's just going to drop and go down into the bottle is the hope.
It always doesn't work when I have to have it work, but it worked all the times
There we
before
go,
that,
there we
you know,
go.
figuring my
Okay,
luck.
here we go. Let's give it a shot.
There we go.
And it's in the bottle. Well done. Well done. Excellent, Maud. And then next, Brenna is going to illustrate something. This is a safety thing right here. You got a car.
Yes, so this is why you wear seatbelts. So if your car comes to a sudden stop, the car stops, but you don't. You keep going.
You keep going.
So I have a way to demonstrate that if I wind up my little truck here, and then I put Granny in the back,
Oh, no.
and I let it go. Granny.
Oh, Granny
She
was
gets-
thrown from the truck.
Yep,
But
she
she
gets-
wasn't thrown from the truck. It's just the truck stopped and Granny didn't.
Yep, Granny keeps going. We'll do that again. Yep, Granny is, that's why you seatbelt your
That's where
Granny.
you seatbelt. You want to stay with the car, so when the car slows down, you slow down too, and that's just a question of inertia. But you can have inertia not just for things that are moving, but also for things that are rotating. And Maud's got a great demonstration to show us about this.
Yeah, so here I've just got a bike wheel, and it's just on a little axle here with a rope attached to it. So I'm just going to start this spinning, and once I start it spinning, it keeps spinning. And then even if I go and hold it,
Oh my gosh. And the spin doesn't want to stop, and it also doesn't want to let that thing flip down. So there's an inertia thing going on right there.
and it'll only stop if I stop it myself.
Awesome, awesome. And then Brenna has a little device that works this way.
I do. So this is basically the same thing that Maud just did, but I have a fidget spinner and it's attached to a pencil. And the spin will stabilize this pencil, right? So it has a certain amount of inertia. So if I wind up this fidget spinner,
Oh my gosh. And that pencil is standing upright and looks like it's drawing a little bit of a picture.
it is drawing a
It's
picture.
like a physics art thing.
Woo! It's kind of a swirly picture. I'll show it to y'all.
And then it's a little dramatic when it stops.
Look at
Let's
that.
take a look at that picture.
Let's
Oh
see
man.
if Patrick can get the picture.
Oh yeah, Brenna's gonna put that on her fridge later today.
Oh,
Look at
yeah.
that. That's kind of awesome
Definitely.
actually.
Woo!
Delightful piece of science art right there. And the next thing we're gonna take a look at is what is the most mysterious in some ways of Newton's laws is Newton's second law, and it says if you're going to change something's motion, you have to apply a force. And the bigger the mass, the bigger the force has to be. So Maud, you got a couple of different rolling balls there, huh?
I do. I have two little golf balls, and one has a pink stripe on it, one has a yellow stripe on it. The yellow striped ball is plastic.
Actually, and do we want to tell people or just want to let them figure
I
it
thought
out?
you were going to guess with that one, but
Okay.
okay. All right, and then, so I've got two golf balls, and I'm going to line them up and hold them still. Start that.
Whoa, that one went like crazy, and then the one just went a little bit.
Moseying along.
And what was the difference between those?
Well, so this one is plastic and hollow on the inside, and this one is an actual golf ball, and it's a lot heavier, so it has more mass.
Awesome. And then you got another thing you're going to show us that shows this principle. So it looked like the one with more mass, you applied the same force to both of them, and the one with more mass didn't change its velocity as much.
Yeah. And so here I've got the same concept. I've got like a little springy trampoline here, and I have a ping pong ball and a pool ball. And I think, Brian, did you make a poll for this?
I
or-
did. And so Maud is going to launch both of these one after the other. And the question is, which is going to go higher, the pool ball or the ping pong ball? What do folks think? Go ahead and weigh in on our poll. We got a clear favorite that's emerging here.
What are they
A lot
saying?
of people in favor of the ping pong ball.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's over 70%. So I'm going to say let's give it a shot and see what happens.
So I'm gonna do the pool ball first and see if the ping pong ball are correct afterwards. So I'm just gonna pull that down. This is the pool ball.
Whoa.
A little bit of a bounce, but not very much going on there.
And how about the ping pong ball?
Ping pong ball, if I pull it the same amount down,
Whoa.
and that time hit the ceiling.
That went a lot more. So I think folks were correct. It's the ping pong ball that definitely goes
Kids
a
are too
lot
smart
more.
for us these days.
And we've got a couple of videos that we made that illustrate this principle. And so it turns out a determined person can get a really, really large object moving. So here's Emma pulling the Little Shop of Physics fan. And it turns out if she just keeps pulling, she can change its velocity. And it's a big, 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 big mass, but she keeps it going. And she's able to get it going just by continuing to apply a force. Doesn't change it much, but she does get it going. And then she's got to stop it, and you're going to stop it. You have to apply a force as well, so she's got to pull the other way to make that thing stop. And that was kind of an epic thing for Emma to do. That was awesome. Now, we also played down in the atrium with a bowling ball and a basketball using a leaf blower, just like Emma did with just like Ma did with the 2 golf balls. So we have a heavier ball and a lighter ball, and if we watch them go, ooh, the lightweight one ends up going a lot faster,
Casey,
less mass.
you're losing in this scenario.
I am. I was set up for failure.
Brian did that to you.
Yeah. I'll take credit for that. And then the next thing we can do with this is basically shoot them back and forth across the atrium. And the thing is, if you use the leaf blower to get them started, you got to use the leaf blower to make them stop. You have to apply the force to get them in motion, and you have to apply a force to get them to stop their motion. And so we did a little back and forthing across the atrium. And that bowling ball, once you get it going, it's a little bit of a trick to make it stop.
Whoa.
It's got a lot of inertia. Whoops, that was a little bit of a fail right there. That's okay though. And,
It looks like it's hard to direct. It goes in whatever.
and the basketball gets going a lot faster, but since its mass is a lot less, you can change its motion much more quickly. Much, much more rapid change in motion. Awesome. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little thing on objects and agents, and this is often when people talk about Newton's third law. And we're going to start with a tug of war
Yes, we
between
are.
Casey and Brenna, and I'm going to step out of the way because I don't want to get damaged here. So we got a contest of strength.
Let's
got
see
a rope.
who wins.
Hold on to a rope and go. And it's a tie. That's totally even. That's totally even. Now, we're going to do something a little bit different. If you look at Casey is doing, Casey's got some grocery bags, and she's going to put grocery bags on her feet. Now, let's think about what's pulling on Casey. You can't push yourself. So what's pulling on Casey is all the things which are attached to Casey, and one is the floor, and the other is the rope. And so basically it's not a tug of war between Brenna and Casey. This is a tug of war between the floor and the rope. And if Brenna pulls on the rope pulls on Casey, but the floor can't pull anymore. And so as a consequence, Casey is surfing her way across the shop. And let's do that one more time. We got time to do that again.
Ready?
again?
Even though you're taller,
yeah.
I'm going to win!
It's a tug of war between the rope and the floor, and the floor just can't make as much of a force because of the slipperiness. And so Casey gets pulled across the floor. So if you're doing a tug of war, and this is kind of amazing. You need to have the right shoes. And if you lose, you can just blame it on your footwear, is what I'm saying. Because really, it's the things that are pulling on Casey is the rope and the floor. Now, another thing we're going to look at, and this was something that one of the people in Ms. Pite's class asked was, when you hit a baseball, it sometimes bounces out in the field, but if I try to dribble a baseball, why won't it bounce? And we want to think about dribbling. And when something bounces, when it hits the ground, it comes back up again. The thing that's actually pushing on it is the ground. But the qualities of the ground make a difference. Casey, what do you got for us?
Here, Brian, I've just got a regular old basketball. You can see if I bounce it on the table,
Bouncy, bouncy.
gives a pretty good bounce back. And if I take it over to the pillow,
Oh.
nothing. I can't even start it. Whereas on this one, usually.
You can get it. Oh, yeah, here it goes. There
We believe in you.
you go. There you go. So we're getting a good dribble, and not so much on this particular
Nothing.
pillow, not so much on the pillow. And the pillow just doesn't, when you push on the pillow pushes back on you, but it doesn't push as hard. You can't get as much of a pushback and not enough pushback for that bounce.
Right. This is the same thing
Ooh,
as if you ever jump.
I think we're going to come back to that.
Oh,
I
we
think
are?
we're coming back to that because first we're over to Brenna.
You're
Just
good.
so excited.
And here's the thing. When you jump in the air, Brenna's going to jump in the air.
That I
There's
am.
something, like when Brenna doesn't push herself up in the air because you can't push yourself. If Brenna's going to jump, what's actually pushing her up is the floor, and Brenna's going to demonstrate this.
I am. So here I have some cups, and I have 9 cups, and I don't know, this probably helps Patrick more, but I'm going to put these 9 cups in a square. And these are just paper cups, little Dixie cups, I think. And then I'm going to put a board on top of these cups. Now, when I'm just standing on the board with the cups, I'm pushing down on the board is pushing back on me. But when I try and jump, I come back down and it smashes all the cups.
And I'll tell you what, Brenna, let's take those 9 cups. Let's do that again. We got time to do this one
All right,
again.
all right. Let me
Okay.
try again. It's pretty fun, so.
So 9 cups.
Should I do 9 or should I do fewer?
You know what? Why don't you do 6? I bet 6 cups will hold you.
All right, so I'm going to do 6. Let's
And this
see.
is good. You can see, like, we are still working this stuff out.
Yes, we
Trying to
are.
figure out how to make it go.
Brian did it with 9 cups, but he's a little bit bigger than me. And so I'm going to try it with 6 cups now. And if I stand on the board,
Okay, supporting it.
I've moved my weight a little bit and they died.
Okay, so let's do 6 cups again. We're going to get this. We're
We
going to
are.
get this.
We are. We have time.
We got time. So 6 cups, and then Brenda's going to, and should we try, let's try 8 cups.
All right. Or should I try 7? One in the middle. What do you think, Brian?
I'm gonna go 8.
All right.
So
Let me try
Brenda's going to put 8
8.
cups down, and she's going to stand on it. So think what's happening. The floor is pushing on the cups, and the cups are pushing on the board, and the board is pushing on Brenna. So when Brenna stands on the board, she's pushing on the board, and the board is pushing on her. She's standing still. Now, before you jump, what we're going to do is when Brenna jumps, she's going to jump really aggressively. She pushes down on the ground pushes back on her. Whoa! And you crunched them good.
I did.
You crunched them
I
good.
did.
And so the floor, because the floor was pushing on the cups, which are pushing on the board, Brenna pushes on the board. And so the cups are pushing back, and they can't provide that much force. So not enough force to get Brenna off the ground. And you did not go very high at all.
No, I didn't.
And then we've got a demonstration that Casey's going to do.
Yeah, so if you ever try jumping on your mattress at home, you notice it's a lot harder than jumping on the ground, especially even more than a trampoline would be. It's because it's not pushing back on you as hard. So if you can see, when I jump on the ground, I can get some space between my toes and the floor, but on the pillow, even if I try hard, nothing.
And that's a memory foam mattress. And with a springy mattress, sometimes you can get some altitude. We used to do that when I was a kid. I shouldn't say that. But with a memory foam mattress, when you push down on it, it just kind of sinks in. And its whole thing is not to push back.
Right.
And so that squishiness of the foam doesn't give you that pushback that you need in order to get yourself into the air. That is awesome. Now we're going to do another thing with pushing. And we have a little video. And Emma and Casey went outside and they were on some chairs. And when they pushed each other apart, they both go backwards. You can see they're both pushing with their feet and they go backwards. But then we tried something a little different. Now they're both clearly pushing. You can see their legs are working. But now Casey's just pushing, or Emma's just pushing on Casey's chair. Emma still moves backwards. And what was pushing Emma backwards was Casey. Emma was pushing on Casey, and so Casey's pushing back even though she's not doing anything. That's your Newton's third law, your equal and opposite reaction thing going on there. And speaking of that, we had a lot of questions about Newton's third law, and if you can push on something, it pushes on you. Brenna, what do you got here?
Well, here I have a car, and it's a rocket car, as we call it, and I'm going to do it on the floor because it goes pretty far, and it gets a little messy. So I'm going to come down here. Patrick's going to come down here too, and I'm going to move the chair. There we are. So if I try this car with just air inside, I can increase the pressure in the bottle, and eventually
Brenna, let's go right for the water.
Right for the
I'm
water?
going for the Let's go for the
Okay.
water. That's what I'm saying.
Alrighty. So if I put water in this bottle, the cork has something to push against. And so this car goes pretty far. So here's some water in this bottle.
And then you're going to pump air into it.
I am. So if I tilt it on its side, I don't think I got enough water in there yet, Brian.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to go over the level of the cork. So then the air is going to push the water out of the bottle. So if the bottle is pushing on the water, I think that water is going to push on the bottle, and there we go.
Oh man, that was refreshing.
Refreshing, that's what we're looking for here. And so the bottle pushes on the water, and the water pushes on the bottle. That's the principle of a rocket, and Casey has a way of making a rocket as well. And she's got 2 different rockets, right?
I do, yeah. So the first one I have here is just get a regular old plastic bottle. I've put a handful of Alka-Seltzer tablets in this. And I tied it to some ropes because the first time I did this, I shot it into the ceiling.
Yeah, we can see it.
Made a little bit of a wet mark.
That's
so
okay. That's okay.
be careful with this, it can make a mess. I'm just gonna throw a splash of water in this and then cork it up really quick, and we'll see.
All right, so water goes in there. The Alka-Seltzer is liberating gas. Pressure inside the bottle is increasing. She turns it upside down, and then
see.
the bottle pushes down on the water, and the water pushes.
Maybe.
It's thinking about it.
It
Getting
takes
ready.
a second.
Oh! The water pushes up on the bottle. Another rocket.
Another rocket.
But wait a minute, you've got a second rocket.
I do. So back to that second law.
Oh no, what did you do to Cam?
Like
Cam's willing to do anything for science. I've just made the bottle about 2.5 times heavier, I think we said. And so you can see, if I add the same splash of water, it has the same number of Alka-Seltzer tablets in it. Let's see here.
So we're going to get the same force, but we just have more mass.
Put them in the same thing.
Also, he's padded, so the ceiling is safe.
Here we go. And let's see what happens to Cam. Come on, Cam, you can do this. You got this.
Come
You're
on,
stalwart,
buddy.
Come on, Cam.
You got this.
He's thinking
varies.
about it. I see him